Influencer and model Nara Smith, alongside her husband Lucky Blue Smith, have once again welcomed a new chapter into their already enchanting family story, the arrival of their fourth child. The couple, adored for their serene lifestyle and the unfiltered love they display across social media, took to Instagram on Saturday, October 11th, to share the news that their new baby girl had arrived safely. Their post, simple yet deeply touching, read, "She's here. Welcome to the world, little angel." The picture accompanying the caption captured a moment that seemed almost timeless. Nara and Lucky, gazing tenderly at their newborn, who was wrapped snugly in a delicate white eyelet blanket, as her siblings, Rumble Honey, age 4, Slim Easy, age 3, and little Whimsy Lou, just 18 months old, gathered around, their innocent faces glowing with curiosity and adoration. Each of the older children seemed entranced by the presence of their baby sister, a moment that perfectly captured the sacred intimacy of family life that Nara and Lucky so beautifully portray. The announcement was met with an outpouring of love from fans and friends alike, who have followed the Smith family's journey from the beginning. The couple had revealed their surprise fourth pregnancy in June, stunning followers who vividly remembered them saying, not long before, that they were absolutely done having kids. Their announcement post at the time was laced with the kind of humor and humility that has made them so endearing to millions. "Our little surprise?" The words carried both disbelief and gratitude, a reflection of two young parents who have come to embrace the chaos and joy that accompany raising 4 children under the age of 5. Over the past few years, Nara Smith has become a household name not merely because of her relationship or her stunning looks, but because of the authenticity she brings to the digital space. On platforms like TikTok and Instagram, she has built a massive audience who tune in daily to watch her prepare elaborate homemade meals for her family. Her videos, often serene and visually satisfying, showcase her kneading dough from scratch, blending homemade nut milk, or crafting intricate dishes while her children giggle in the background. The aesthetic she creates, one that merges domesticity with creativity, has turned her into one of the most distinctive voices in a space often dominated by curated perfection. Yet, even with all her popularity, Nara's approach remains refreshingly grounded. She films from her kitchen, rarely overly stylized, focusing instead on the joy of cooking, motherhood, and togetherness. But her rise to fame hasn't been without controversy. As her popularity surged, she found herself labeled by critics and media commentators as a trad wife, short for traditional wife, a term that refers to women who seemingly embrace old-fashioned gender roles by prioritizing homemaking and child-rearing over career pursuits. However, Nara has consistently pushed back against this stereotype, explaining that while she enjoys cooking and creating a home for her family, it has nothing to do with submission or outdated ideals. For her, it's about passion and personal choice. The other day, someone brought it up to me, and they were like, "You have a very traditional way of life," Nara recalled during a July episode of Jay Shetty's On Purpose podcast. I'm like, what do you mean? We split chores, I work. My husband works. We have children. We split everything. I cook because I love to, not because I have to. Lucky cleans. There was nothing traditional. Her tone was calm but firm, the voice of a woman who knew exactly who she was and wasn't afraid to stand her ground. In many ways, that balance between modernity and tradition is what makes Nara and Lucky's partnership so captivating to watch. While the internet is filled with polarizing debates about gender roles and domestic expectations, the Smiths have quietly demonstrated what equality can look like in a household where both partners share responsibility and respect. Behind the lens, the couple's relationship is as intriguing as it is romantic. Nara and Lucky first met in 2019 during Milan Fashion Week, both of them working as models at the time. Lucky, already known internationally for his striking looks and modeling career that began in his early teens, was something of a phenomenon. His platinum blonde hair, piercing blue eyes, and effortless charisma had landed him in high-profile campaigns for major brands, as well as on the covers of fashion magazines across the globe. Nara, on the other hand, was carving out her own space in the industry, not just as a model, but as a young woman with a distinct sense of identity, quiet confidence and creativity that drew people in. Their meeting in Milan felt serendipitous, like the crossing of two stars destined to orbit one another. Within months, their connection deepened into something profound. They spoke often about their shared values, family, creativity, faith, and simplicity, and how they both craved a life that felt authentic rather than performative. Despite the whirlwind of the modeling world surrounding them, filled with lights, cameras, and the superficiality of glamour, their relationship blossomed in its own quiet corner of sincerity. After only 6 months of dating, they tied the knot in February 2020, when Nara was just 18 years old. Many might have viewed that as young, perhaps even impulsive, but for Nara and Lucky, it was an act of certainty. Their wedding was intimate, simple and full of emotion, not a celebrity spectacle, but a genuine celebration of two people who had already decided that their future together was something sacred. Looking back on that moment, Nara once said, "When I'm 40, they'll be 20, and we'll grow up together. I want to build my life with them rather than trying to integrate them into my life later, and it worked out great. I love being a young mom." Her words, reflective and full of warmth, capture the essence of her journey. A young woman unafraid to grow up alongside her children rather than after them. Over time, the Smith family became more than just a social media fascination. They became a symbol of what it means to find beauty in simplicity. Nara's cooking videos weren't just about food. They were about rhythm, care, and love expressed through the daily rituals of family life. Fans were drawn to the sound of her chopping vegetables, the sight of fresh bread emerging from the oven, and the gentle laughter of her children in the background. It was, in many ways, a form of storytelling, an escape into a world where family bonds and everyday acts of love took center stage. But with fame comes scrutiny, and as Nara's audience grew, so did the assumptions about her. Some accused her of perpetuating unrealistic expectations for women, suggesting that her seemingly idyllic life placed pressure on others to emulate it. Others, however, defended her fiercely, arguing that Nara had never claimed perfection. She simply shared her joy. During an interview with Us Weekly in November 2024, she addressed this directly. "I think people just project whatever they're feeling onto us because it might be easier for them," she said. "We just do our thing, and if it resonates, it does, and if it doesn't, that's fine." That calm acceptance has become one of Nara's defining traits. In a digital world where everyone seems eager to respond or defend themselves, she stands apart by choosing peace. It's a quality mirrored by her husband, Lucky Blue, whose gentle demeanor and steadfast support are constants in their public and private life. Together, they've crafted a dynamic built not on drama, but on shared purpose, raising a family, building a home, and embracing the unpredictability of life. The couple's children have also become beloved figures in their followers' eyes. Each child has a name as unique as the parents who chose them: Rumble Honey, Slim Easy, Whimsy Lou, and now their new baby girl. Every name seems like a poem in itself, whimsical yet full of meaning. Nara has often explained that the names came to her naturally, inspired by feelings, moments, and a desire to give each child something that felt one of a kind. Their home, filled with laughter, play, and creativity, is a reflection of that same spirit, unorthodox, colorful, and alive.